Hey, good morning to you, my friend. Welcome back to the Morning Minute Meditation. In chapter 10, verse 19 of the book of Matthew, Jesus talks to his disciples about the upcoming persecutions that they'll face. He said, now take no thought for what you're going to say, how you're going to answer your detractors in that day. He said, because it's going to be given to you in that day. It's going to be given to you what you need to say. In other words, God blessed them with a quick wit to be able to answer again, their detractors. It's important that we learn to think. In the book of 1 Kings in chapter number 3, if my memory serves me correct, Solomon is presented with a most unusual case. It's that of two women and two babies, one dead, one alive, and they're arguing over whose baby this is. Solomon said, bring me a sword, I'll split the baby in half and give each of you half of the child. The mother cries out, no, please don't do that. That's my child. In other words, God had blessed Solomon with a quick wit. He had asked for wisdom, and wisdom brings about wit. A lot of people say, well, I just don't have a quick wit. Well, the truth is, I'm sure it's God-given to some degree, but a quick wit and the ability to think on one's feet has been promised to us by God if we would think on the right things to begin with. In Philippians chapter number 4, verse number 8, whatsoever things are true and just and honest and lovely and of good report, he said, think on those things, because if we program our mind in the days when there is no adversity and trouble, then we have the ability when it does come to think quickly upon our feet, because the Spirit of God is infusing our thought process. The story is given of a man who worked in a grocery store produce department, and a lady came up and she said, I'd like to buy half a head of lettuce. He said, we don't sell half heads of lettuce. She said, I've been a loyal customer here for 40 years and I've spent thousands of dollars here. I think I've earned the right to buy half a head of lettuce. He said, well, let me go ask the manager. He walked to the front with a lettuce head in his hand and he said, some idiot woman back here wants to buy a half a head of lettuce. Looking in his peripheral vision and seeing the woman standing there, he follows it up by saying, and this most kind and beautiful lady would like to buy the other half. When he sold the lettuce to the lady and she walked away, the manager of the store said, that is the quickest thinking on one's feet I have ever seen. Where did you develop the ability to do that? He said, well, I grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He said, that's where I learned it. And if you know anything about Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's known for two things. We have the greatest ice hockey teams and ice hockey players in the world and the ugliest women. The manager's face began to be red with anger, and he said, I have you know my wife is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. To which the young man said, and what hockey team did she play for, sir? You see, it is important that we learn to think on our feet. Fill your mind with the right things, and you can think on your feet. Hey, think on these things today, and have a great day.